I don't think about my avoidant ex like all that much anymore. I'll still have like little moments, here and there where like I'll get deep in thought, about it. But it's not tied to as much emotion as it used to be, where I used to get like physical responses, like my stomach would start hurting or I'd feel that like anxiety feeling. I don't feel that anymore, but I do still have thoughts. But it's just like, I still just, I still can't wrap my mind around the fact that like here, let me show you guys something. This was the last video I took of him, and I know that this was like just a day or two before the breakup because it is right next to my breakup videos in like my camera roll. So this was like maybe 48 hours before the breakup. Like, yeah, that totally looks like a guy that's about to fucking leave the relationship, right? Like it's just so crazy. Like he was just always like so goofy and funny and like dorky like that. Like even up until the very last moment before things ended. Like it's wild to me how much an avoidant keeps up in their head that they are not telling you, because you could not have convinced me that I was going to be dumped when I was so shocked. And of course, hindsight's 2020. You can look back on the relationship and be like, okay, I guess, yeah, I guess there were things and I understand now, because I understand avoidance. But at the time, oh my God, what? I had no idea. When your partner's acting like that, like the day before, like just their goofy normal self, showering at your house, just being a little dork, you're falling asleep together, everything's normal. Like what? And now I'm like, we're coming up on 9 months. Haven't seen him. I don't even know what he looks like anymore. He could look completely different. He could have like grown a beard. He could have like really short hair. He could, I mean, anything. He could be married. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea because we have not, I mean, it's been at least 3 or 4 months since we've even spoken, since I've even reached out. And even all this time, I have had no idea if he's been dating anyone or what. Like, I don't look at his social media. I don't, anything. So I truly, and I don't, nobody's told me anything. I try not to keep in touch with like too many of the mutuals because it kind of triggers me. Although like his brother and his friends like have still hit me up to hang out because they liked me. Um, but yeah, I don't have the slightest clue what's going on with him, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, wow, what? This is not normal. That's not a normal breakup. That is not a normal breakup. That is not someone that's just um loses feelings gradually over time. It's like that's just some weird ass shit. I don't even know. God, I'm so glad I'm over like the hard part. But wow. Now the place I'm at, like my mind just wanders to like, God, how would I feel if I ever ran into him? Like I feel like it's inevitable at some point I'm going to run into him in my life, again. But I'm just hoping that at the point where I do run into him at some point, it'll be so far in the future that like I'll be so over it. Maybe I'll be dating someone else and our lives will just be so different at that point that it won't matter. But it's just crazy when you never got to have a real goodbye, you know. One day it's like that, he's just like in the shower like being funny, and then like the next morning break up over text, never see you again. No solid goodbye, no honoring of the time that we had spent together. Like that's what normal people do. Like you honor the relationship. You let the other person know like I've really valued this time with you and like it has meant something to me, and your input on where things go from here is important to me. And that's just not what happens with avoidant people. They just make the decision for both of you and they just bounce. And it's really a shame because you know the way I feel about it now. I think I was really good for him, but I don't think he was so good for me.